I'm Edie Lush, and I'm here in the Hub Pavilion in Davos. Very pleased to be joined by Hans Hickler. He's the CEO of Agility for the Asia-Pacific region.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about why you're here in Davos. What's your message?
Well, we operate in that global trade arena. You know, we move freight all over the world, and my region, Asia-Pacific, tends to be a lot it's talked about a lot here in Davos. The emerging markets, China, ASEAN, India. And so I'm actively engaged in that dialogue. But what interests me about Davos is a passion I have for social entrepreneurship and giving back. And the countries we operate in, many of them have a lot of these cultural and social issues that we talk about here in Davos. And finding that connectivity between our business responsibility and our social responsibility, where our employees live, is important to me.
So there's a lot of talk, and I've heard some sort of background noise from some of the NGOs that are here about whether, you know, how much of it is talk and how much of what companies actually doing. So can you tell me some specifics about programs or things that Agility is doing or that you're doing to encourage this?
Sure. We have our CSR, our corporate CSR program is actually very tactical. We do a lot of disaster relief, and we do that through the forms that we operate in here. So sort of structurally, we have employee engagement at that level. So for me, that rings true, and we've helped, you know, places where our employees live and work every day. But sort of on top of that, you know, what I'm trying to engage in, for example, is create a bit of a cultural brand and a cultural legacy that my team leaves. You know, it's not just about profit; it's about people and planet. You know, the 3 Ps, right? And so what is our legacy going to be? And what we're trying to work on right now is a legacy of building one school in every country in our region. And, you know, furthering education, women's education, and how that rises the economic tide of these rural areas, right? So, you know, trying to find a tactical way for our management team to create that stamp, that social stamp in their daily life, I think is a really important
And
part.
how easy is that? Or how difficult is it?
It's, you know, people tend to gravitate to it. I think you just have to put structure around that. You know, people want to give. You know, you know, my employees do a lot of that social outreach work. What I'm trying to do is put some structure around it and say, let's stand for something and let's really see how we can measurably see that change when we look back in our strategy. Just like we have business strategies, I'd like to see a social page on that strategy document. And the reaction's really good. You know, people want to make change.
So is it an Agility branded school, or how would it work?
No. I think that it's more an employee. I would be an employee branded school. You know, to me, the reward of seeing something like that and having our employees engaged in helping that way. No, I'd like to leave the branding off of it, to be honest with you.
And tell me just a little bit about, it's been quite a difficult year. We've had obviously floods in Asia, so in your region. How has that affected your business?
Well, when those things happen, it affects us a lot. Now, in the floods in Pakistan, for example, where it tended to be in the rural areas, but again, we engaged on relief. Sometimes it's very impactful. You know, when you had the tsunami, for example, it's debilitating. And we do a lot of work in our work in the supply chain, preparing our customers for this, what I call not just-in-time logistics, but just-in-case supply chain, which is things happen every day. You know, our global customers, at any given time, 10 things are going on. Right. Natural disasters, you know, volcanic ash, terrorism, you name it. And so that's sort of our business that we're in. Being able to put that same impetus to help when that happens is, I think, a natural thing.
Fantastic. Hans, thanks very much for stopping into the Hub Pavilion here in Davos, and I'm Edie Lush.